lecture is how to manage the boss. So you think you've got a bad boss? Join the club. The Society for Human Resource Development, otherwise known as SHRM, did a study and found that 84% of workers feel their boss causes undue stress. And 54% said their boss could benefit from more management training. So good for you for taking this course. Having a good boss is a luxury. So if your boss is less than perfect, you're not alone. In this lecture, I'm going to teach you 8 techniques on how to create a better relationship with your boss. First, don't play victim. Oh, my boss didn't compliment me on that great report I did. She keeps criticizing me in front of other people, and he changes his mind left and right on the assignments I'm supposed to do. Nobody wants to hear your complaints, and it makes you seem passive rather than an active doer and problem solver. And second, examine your own relationship with authority. There's 4 types here. First, there's the overly dependent. You're in your boss's office 3-4 times a day, calling on the phone, texting, asking advice, telling him things, taking up a lot of his time. That's someone who's overly dependent. The opposite is counter-dependent. Nobody can tell you what to do. You always know right. And if you want to tell me how I should do it, tough luck. Neither the overly dependent or the counter-dependent are particularly effective in managing the boss. The next 2 are better. First is independent. That means you can do things on your own. You can take some feedback, some advice, but you really want to be out there by yourself. You trust yourself and maybe others a little bit. And then interdependent. That's where you want to work with others. You want feedback, you want direction, but you also want to take charge. In general, that's probably the best way to be in order to manage your relationship with the boss and make it very positive. So be really honest which of those you are. Are you overly dependent, counter-dependent, independent, or interdependent? And how you enhance your relationship with your boss is don't expect your boss to be perfect, because nobody is, and you will set yourself up for disappointment. When your boss zigs, you zag. Make up for the boss's weaknesses. Don't complain, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Compensate for what the boss doesn't do best. Make yourself indispensable to the boss. Third, have a get-it-done attitude. Be willing to try what the boss asks for. Take risks, take direction, but be a leader. Go after things. Come with solutions to the boss rather than just problems. And work with others in a positive way, because no boss wants an employee who can't get along with others, can't play with the other kids on the playground. So if positive changes are needed, take charge. Show the boss you're reliable, that he can depend on you. Make the boss look good. Number 4 is don't make the boss mad. I mean, that sounds pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised at the number of people who make the boss mad. By this, I mean, don't try to cover up your mistakes, because the boss is going to find out about them eventually, and better from you than from someone else. And don't surprise the boss with bad news. Keep the boss apprised of things as they go on, so if there is a crisis, the boss is prepared for it. And don't crash in on the boss's personal time. Be respectful. If you really need to get a hold of the boss, try texting, sending a message saying, "Do you have time to talk? This is really urgent." And the 5th is do not say bad things about the boss. Even if you think that person doesn't know the boss, is far from removed, I guarantee you eventually the boss is going to find out that you're backbiting about her. She's not going to take it well. Even if she doesn't say anything to you, her attitude towards you is going to lessen and become more negative. Don't even think bad things about the boss because that'll change your behavior. Try to see things in a positive light. And don't look at things on the boss's desk if you're in there meeting with her. If the boss has a call, ask if you need to be excused and then leave for a while. 6, give the benefit of the doubt to the boss. Try to see things in a positive way. Assume good intentions. So if the boss gives you some negative feedback about a report, you can choose to look at it as mean and harsh, or you can say, I think the boss wants me to develop. And if the boss goes back on a previous decision, you choose whether you're going to see that as erratic or pragmatic. However, if unhelpful behavior escalates and continues, you may have to go to the boss's boss or HR and talk about it. But please do everything you can to not escalate the problem to the next level, because you may get yourself in the kind of trouble you can't get out of. Number 7, try to support the boss's ideas and see yourself as a helper. I had a colleague when I taught at Vanderbilt University who was called into the dean's office, and he was really worried what the dean was going to say, how negative it was going to be. So I told him, why not go in and see yourself as the dean's servant? Go in with that attitude. And so the meeting that was supposed to last a half an hour and was meant to be very negative turned out to last 2 hours and was very positive. All because my colleague saw himself as the boss's helper rather than adversary. Try it. You'll be amazed at how much it works. The 8th technique, start to see your boss not as someone who judges you, but as a possible mentor. And here are some techniques on how to create a good relationship with a mentor. First of all, realize the boss is a very busy person. Lots of people to manage, lots of tasks to do, meetings to attend to. You're just one of the many tasks and responsibilities of the boss. So be respectful of that. Ask the boss for time. Ask the boss for permission if she will be your mentor. And then be appreciative. Take the advice. Ask questions. Be mindful and listen. And then keep your boss informed of your dreams, your hopes, your accomplishments. Did you get an award at your professional association? What challenges did you overcome? What breakthroughs are you making in your career? And then down the line, you might try and give the boss feedback about some changes you think would help. But be very careful how you do this. First of all, ask permission to give feedback. If she says, yes, I really want to hear how you feel, go ahead. If she's like, yeah, okay, I would say don't give the feedback, or just say something nice, because you don't want to say, oh, I better not give it to you because it's not a good idea. And then if she agrees to feedback, remember the rule, 3 positive things before a negative. So say 3 good things that are happening, the boss is doing, and then 1 suggestion for improvement. Put it in the light of, I think this might be good, or what do you think if we tried that? Don't be judgmental or harsh, soft. And if you see the boss squirming, pulling back, stop. And don't give any more feedback until later on when you feel your relationship has deepened and there's more trust. So here are the 8 techniques to creating a more positive relationship with your boss. Don't play victim. Examine your own relationship with authority. Have a can-do and make it happen attitude. Don't make your boss mad. Do not say bad things about the boss. Give the boss the benefit of the doubt. Try to support the boss. Be a helper, and begin to think of your boss as a mentor. If you practice these skills again and again, you will have a better relationship with your boss.